Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. Golden State, Dallas. After Dallas took Game 4 on their home floor, Game 5 back in the Bay Area, Golden State dispatched Dallas in 5 games, 120 to 110. Golden State advances to their 6th NBA Finals in the last 8 years. In the Eastern Conference Finals between Miami and Boston, Game 5 in South Beach. For 3 quarters, points were hard to come by in the game, as it was a slugfest, but Boston seized control, taking over the rest of the 4th quarter, winning 93-80, going up 3 games to 2 in the series. Game 6, Friday night in Boston, with their season on the line. Jimmy Butler put Miami on his back, scorching the Celtics defense, scoring a playoff high, 47 points, giving the Heat a do-or-die victory in Game 6, tying in the Eastern Conference Finals at 3, 111 to 103. Game 7, Sunday night in Miami. Just when the game seemed to be out of reach for Miami, Boston up 98-85. The Heat made a surging comeback. Late stages in the 4th quarter, an 11-0 run with the game on the line. Down 98-96. Jimmy Butler went for it all. A wide-open three-pointer in transition, but the shot was off. As Marcus Smart for Boston hit 2 free throws, putting away Miami for good as the Celtics beat the Heat in a hard-fought 7-game Eastern Conference Finals, 100-96. Now, the NBA Finals are set. For the 22nd time in their illustrious franchise, Boston makes the NBA Finals once again. Can the Celtics once again shock the basketball world? They swept Brooklyn, beat the world champion Bucks in 7, beat the top seeded Heat in 7 games. Now, can they add one more title to their resume this season? Can they beat these Dynasty Warriors in the NBA Finals, or will Golden State's reign at the top of the NBA mountain once again continue? For the next couple of weeks, our Nation Sports Show has you covered on this year's NBA Finals, who will be this year's kings in basketball. It's showtime. From the gridiron to the court, talking all that is sport. Members of the Busted Up a Nation bring to you our Nation Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Ezra Vickery, Joey Thornton, Kevin Rorie, Randy Guy, and Stephen Wyand. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time once again, nope, not to get on the hoe train, to talk about some sports, because we are live for another edition of our Nation Sports Show here on good old YouTube.com. What is going on, everybody? I am your host for this evening, in for Ezra Vickery, Stephen Wyand. What is going on, everybody? We are here. We are live in color, ready to talk about the world of sports. And what an action-packed show we have for you tonight. And before we get down to business, we got to plug the social media platforms. Up first, on Twitter at @ON_sports show. Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show. And on YouTube, just type in our Nation Sports Show. Folks, we are getting so close to that coveted custom URL. We are at 96 subscribers. Getting so close to getting that custom URL, so it will be easier for you guys to find us on social media, YouTube, and all of that good stuff. And with that being said, also you can follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner. Everywhere else on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you know the deal. You know the drill. It's at the Nation's Corner. And with that being said, all the bills are paid. Wait, what the hell am I talking about? We ain't getting paid for this shit. But we're having to have a good time here with you guys. And joining me tonight, it is our usual crew. Up first, he is our famous. Well, not really. He's a local guy, but he is a Las Vegas Raiders fan. I don't know why that's possible. They're not that well. They'll be fine this year, anyways. And he's a fellow metalhead himself. He loves metal, loves rock and roll, just like me and Ezra do. He is our very own Raiders expert, Randy Giron. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's going on tonight? I'm not sure why I'm a Raiders fan either. Better than
like Shao Kahn says, pathetic.
It's better than what I grew up with, which was the Browns and the Steelers. So I'll take the Raiders any day of the week. Sorry, Pops. But yeah, happy Tuesday to everyone. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day and honoring all those people that served and paid the price for us. And I hope everybody's doing well and looking forward to what we got going on tonight.
Absolutely. It's going to be an action-packed show. And just before we continue, we do want to, we always give thanks to our troops every day, even though yesterday was Memorial Day. But every day we should always salute and thank a veteran when we see them in person, because without them, we wouldn't have the things that we have here in our lives, the freedoms to do what we love to do and all that good stuff. But again, moving on down the line, we have no, ladies, I'm sorry, he's not Justin Timberlake. He is a Washington Commanders football team fan. He is Joey Thornton. Joe, what's going on, buddy?
What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having or had a great Memorial Day. And that's just got to start off by saying two things. One, I'm surprised you guys can see me because I'm wearing the John Cena shirt.
I was going to say that. Well, John Cena clearly can't see you. Do.
And number two, even though this isn't a wrestling show, I got to say congratulations to the one, the only, Chicago-born and raised CM Punk on winning the AEW World Championship this past Sunday at Double or Nothing. Way to go, Punk. You deserved it, my brother.
Exactly. And Double or Nothing was an absolute phenomenal pay-per-view this past weekend on Sunday in Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. And I know everybody on the Nation's Corner will be talking about that show this Saturday, 7 p.m., 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific in the West Coast, and all that good stuff. And finally, certainly not least, he is our sports residence guru on this show. He's been a good friend of mine for 18 years. We love wrestling. We love all things sports. We love some old school rap and hip hop, all that good jazz. He is K-Rod, Kevin Rorie. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, everybody? And man, I'm still on cloud nine because my Warriors have came back to life and my childhood Celtics are in the final. So, hell, it's a win-win for me, everybody.
Exactly, because you are a Celtics and Warriors fan. So either way, winner, chicken dinner for you, buddy. And
Ding.
Exactly. But you know who's not winning? Sorry, ESPN, not the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James.
Here we go. Ah, shit.
Can we stop talking about that, please, ESPN? Come on, give me a break. But either ways, let's get on with tonight's show, everybody. So last week was obviously the wrap up of these conference finals. And what a crazy last couple of games it was, predominantly really in the East. But we'll go to the West first because the Warriors wrapped it up last week because the Mavs somehow got a win in this series in game 4. Hit 23s in that game. So they got a game. They got a win. They didn't get swept, because Jason Kidd prepared them and all that stuff. But in game 5, going back to the Bay Area, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and everybody on Golden State absolutely balled their asses off in that game. Klay Thompson especially. I mean, my God, he played such a dynamite game in game 5. And, and Golden State goes to show you that Golden State has way too many weapons on this team. And Luka played great, in the second half. But this is where Golden State is going to beat you. And Kevin, I know you'll agree with this, and I'll start with you on this, because in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure all y'all are going to agree with this, I think Jason Kidd overplayed Luka in that second half, even though he was the only true superstar on that team, but he still needs the rest because he played the entire second half, 24 minutes without a single solitary rest. And I really, truly think that, especially in that fourth quarter, even during the third quarter, when Dallas made that run, getting it to 10, I knew that Luka in that fourth quarter was going to run out of gas, and he did. And Klay Thompson and Golden State absolutely capitalized.
And you know what? Here's my thing, Steven. The Dallas Mavericks, Jason Kidd's a good upcoming coach. Don't get me wrong. No respect. I got all the respect in the world for him and what he done with that circus down there. But with all due respect, I think Jason Kidd started panicking in that Game 5 elimination game.
I agree.
Because it was kind of like a one-trick pony in a cheap trick circus, and Luka was his only trick. And once Luka, outside of the third quarter, if you watch the game, Luka really struggled. He turned the ball over 5 times. He didn't look like himself. He bogged down the offense. I mean, he still got 25, whatever, but he only shot 35% from the field. Struggled. And in the fourth quarter, when they started trying to get that run together, Spencer Dinwiddie took over. He balled his ass off.
Oh, yeah.
And what did Jason Kidd start doing? He stopped giving Dinwiddie the ball and slowed the offense down, and it killed their momentum instantly. And you know what? The city of Dallas just can't catch a break. Let me get that out the way. I said it on Facebook, and I'll say it again. At the start of 2022, San Francisco whooped their ass in the NFL playoffs, then turn around 6 or 4 months later in the NBA playoffs, San Francisco whoops their ass. So, and it really kills me, the fans and the amount of fans, and no disrespect to Luka, but they're putting him on a pedestal. If LeBron James could barely come back from a 3-1 deficit against this Warriors core, what the hell makes these analysts and people think that Luka and that Mavs team was going to come back from 3-0 and force a Game 7? That is beyond me, because Golden State was 9-0. They are 9-0 at home. They haven't lost in Chase Center in San Francisco. They have not lost. And these people are completely disrespecting the 3-time champs and Steph Curry and Draymond Green. Let's just keep
and Klay Thompson.
Let's call a spade a spade. And my problem is, bro, if you don't want the James Harden comparison, stop using his antics. When you go up and miss a shot, instead of crying to the referee at one end of the floor, arms up trying to stare at him, get your ass back on defense, because what's happening is Golden State taking the rebound, and they're on a 5-4 break, fast break, because Luka's down at the other end cussing at the referee. Get your ass back on defense. In the offseason, he needs to get in shape, and he needs to work on his defensive ability, because let's be honest, his defense is horrible. Steph Curry's driving right by him every time. Klay Thompson got off. Andrew Wiggins is doing what he wants right by him. And if I'm the Dallas Mavericks, I'm looking in the offseason of trying to trade, maybe a sign and trade with Zach LaVine. I mean, trade Jalen Brunson, because he's good, and while his value's high, you can get a superstar like Zach LaVine. I would look into getting Zach LaVine as Luka's help, secondary help, someone who can definitely score you 25, 30 a game. Then I would look to get someone like Rudy Gobert. Like you need a rim protector. If Norman Powell is your fucking starting center, you know they're going to average 60 points in the paints, and Golden State lived in the paint. Like Shaq said, that you might as well just had them all play center, because they were living at the goal.
Sure.
Layup after layup after floater after layup after alley-oop after rebound after layup. Dallas was making their threes decently. They just couldn't keep Golden State from scoring a point whatsoever. They're deep, and the crazy thing is Dallas's defense through it all is actually ranked 7th in the NBA. Imagine if they got a shot blocker. They might be top 4. They might be a top 4 defensive team in the NBA. That is crazy.
That's a good point. You know, and honestly, Kevin, I would get rid of Bullock as well, because Bullock, he's not a credible small forward. I mean, is he decent? Sure. He's better than us because we're not athletes, you know. but Bullock is not a consistent starting small forward. You got to have a good wingman, like an Andrew Wiggins, because Andrew Wiggins for Golden State is an absolute beast. He can shoot, he can drive, he can play great, tenacious defense, all of the tangibles to be a great basketball player. And that is what Dallas is lacking. Do they have good pieces? Yes. I mean, they got Dinwiddie, they got Hardaway Jr. when he is healthy, because when he is healthy, he is a credible third or second option. But Kevin, you're absolutely spot on. If they can get Levine to be Luka's true number 2, that would be good for them, because they're a couple of pieces away, like you said, a Gobert, a Levine, making it further down. Because Dallas, like in the NFL this past season, the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think you guys will agree with this, the Dallas Mavericks are the most overachieved team this year in this year's playoffs postseason, because nobody, not even us, not the analyst, nobody picked Dallas to go as further as they did. Nobody picked Dallas to beat Phoenix in the Western Conference second round in 7 games. And Dallas made it to the conference finals because they made the right plays. But when you face a heavyweight contender like Golden State, you have to make your opportunities count when they can. Because if you make a critical mistake, you're going to pay for it. And Golden State will make you pay for your mistakes. Joey, I want to go to you next. What were your thoughts on Golden State wrapping up this series with Dallas in 5?
It comes as no surprise to me because, Dallas may have gotten past Phoenix. Excuse me. But that's because Phoenix wasn't really that good of a team as everybody thought they were this year. So it's no surprise that Dallas got past them. Now, the Warriors, like I mentioned last week, they have such team chemistry. They know how to get everybody involved. They spread the ball around. They don't rely on just one person. And it's because of that the Warriors were able to just completely outclass and outplay the Mavericks in 5 games. Now, as far as Dallas is concerned, I don't think they have anything to be ashamed of because, like you just said, Steven, they were not expected to go this far in the playoffs this year. Not at all. So Dallas has nothing to be ashamed of. But what Jason Kidd, as a head coach, needs to realize is the fact that Luka Doncic is only one man. He can't do he can't do everything by himself. He can't take the team and put it on his back like he can. And I understand he's the true superstar of the team. He's been the superstar of the team ever since he first came to Dallas and ever since Dirk Nowitzki finally called it a career. But Luka Doncic is still young. So technically, yes, he is a leader, but to me, he can't do it by himself. He can't.
Right.
So that's why Jason Kidd needs to find some help, not just in the form of Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie, because, those are some good guys. They have good games every now and then, but they're just flash in the pants, if you ask me, because you can't rely on them every second of the game like you can with Luka Doncic. So Kidd needs to go out and recruit some help, whether it's in the off season or in the free agency or the draft or whatever. Jason Kidd needs to go out and recruit some help. And if I were Jason Kidd, I would be sitting at my desk and saying, there is one thing that we're really lacking right now, which could probably get us even farther than what people say we can go. And that is a competitive big man who can handle the boards, who can score a layup or two or get a hook shot every now and then. But the but the fact of the matter is, Dallas needs a competitive big man to control the paint because
Right.
that is one thing that Dallas lacks right now
That's right.
is a competitive big man, and and until they can get that big man, Dallas is just gonna find themselves coming up just short of where they want to be as far as the NBA playoffs in the promised land, which is, of course, the NBA finals. So until Dallas gets that big man, then they're just going to keep relying too much on Luka Doncic, and eventually all the pressure is going to come mounted on Luka Doncic. And I'm not saying that he's going to leave Dallas at some point because I know he loves Dallas and I know he likes playing for him. But
Mhm.
at the same time, if you keep putting so much pressure on him, eventually he's going to crack like an egg. And Luca is going to find a way, or he's going to go over to the front office and say, hey, I want out because I can't continue to keep doing this by myself. So
That's right.
I'm telling you, Dallas had better be watching out because if they continue to put so much pressure on Luca, then he's going to find a way out one way or another.
Exactly, because every star player in the NBA has done that. Kevin, do you know this? Randy, you know this? Joey, you know this? I know this. We all know this. Ezra knows this, and, we all know that these NBA players, if they're not getting what they want, they're going to find a way to move themselves out of their team and go to another destination to have a better chance at winning a championship. I mean,
right.
James
And
Harden.
And you know what? Why I think Mark Cuban is sold out on Luka, I already know because last year, if you followed any of the storylines, Luka Doncic actually was the player responsible for Rick Carlisle's firing. Rick Carlisle was an NBA champion with Dirk Nowitzki in 2011. Yep. You know what? Luka went up to Mark Cuban and said, look, I don't want to play for him. And you know what Mark Cuban did? He made the choice. He said, okay, Rick Carlisle, we love you. We appreciate you, but you get in the boot. We're keeping Luka. Luka's our guy. So I think Mark Cuban's going to sell out to bring him in some help. I mean, I don't think they're going to give him away or make him unhappy. I think they're going to do what they can in free agency, draft, whatever they got to do, trade, be a trade, whatever. They did do the right decision by trading Porzingis, sorry ass, for Dinwiddie. That is some help he had because Porzingis was a literal fucking unicorn. He couldn't get rebounds. He was soft in the paint, couldn't play defense. They would not have made the playoffs with Porzingis.
Inconsistent from the outside.
Dinwiddie was the right decision.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with Kevin on the fact that Cuban's going to go all in. I think he's in the right place for, like you said, going and asking for help, and he's going to get it. I think Cuban will, throw the bank at half these guys to get them to come to play with Luka, and I think a lot of those guys are going to want to play with Luka. I mean, I think we've heard since probably mid-season, like Rudy Gobert is going to be the one that they're going to go after, and different things like that. And he might be the exact thing they need. He's sometimes a little soft, but he's defensive player of the year. I mean, he's a good rim protector. I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't turn him down if there's a chance to get him. If I was Dallas, and I mean, definitely not. And I think they're just one or two players away from just really being a great team. And I just hope they don't get, do like the Lakers didn't think it's going to be somebody like Westbrook or something like that. I don't think Cuban would let that infect his locker room either. So he's at least he's going to do right by his players. And I mean, for them even overachieving, like we said, I think the sky's the limit for them. I mean, I think they're going to be, Dallas is really going to be a force to reckon with because Utah is probably on their way out. A couple other teams are going to be on their way out, and we'll see them and the Pelicans and Grizzlies and all those teams.
Clippers
Clippers start to rise up, And so Dallas is going to be getting good at the right time too. So,
And
it'll
you
be
know,
interesting to
I'm
see what they
thinking
do
of
with him.
one player that Dallas could snag that could probably be pretty damn cheap for him, and he's a veteran and kind of past his prime, but he would fit in good with Dallas. And I'm talking about everyone's nominee for sixth man of the year, Kevin Love. I think Kevin Love would be good in Dallas as a power forward. If they could get a rim protector at center, bring in Kevin Love, he's already your second best three-point shooter right there because he's way better than Brunson and Dinwiddie at shooting the three. He's more consistent.
You know what,
Then
Kevin? That's
because
not a bad
Dallas's theory-
idea.
What is Dallas's theory? Live by the three, die by the three. Drive, kick. Drive, kick. LeBron's done that for years in Cleveland with Kevin Love out there, and Kevin Love's made everybody pay. So I think he would.
Wait, Kevin, let me ask you this. I just
Uh-huh.
okay. You're talking about what if Love goes to Dallas? Okay, well I'll play devil's advocate with you. What if he actually goes to Phoenix because Phoenix could use somebody off of the bench, to be. I mean, they have some decent role players.
But here's where finances come in handy, Steven, because Luka is still under his rookie contract. You are about to pay Devin Booker because he's out of his contract $275 million. Ayton has to get paid. Chris Paul's eating 30-something million. You already are about to lose Jay Crowder. And if you want your defensive player of the year candidate, you got to sign Mikal Bridges. So I think they're going to take a turn for the worse. And honestly, I'm going to make a bold statement right here on this show. I would not be surprised if Phoenix misses the playoffs next season.
I wouldn't doubt
I
that.
would not be surprised. With the rise of Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers, I would not be surprised.
You know what? And I cannot think of a team that has gone from top of the top to the bottom of the bottom, in a long time. Because Phoenix last year had 64 wins in the regular season. That very well could possibly happen because the Western Conference, as we know, is a tough, deep conference in the National Basketball Association. And endless possibilities are endless in this offseason. I mean, my goodness, it's been a great postseason. And moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals, I mean, my God, what a slugfest between Miami and Boston. Game 5 was an absolute dogfight for 3.5 quarters. And then Boston just took over, grabbed the bull by the friggin' horns, and just took command of that fourth quarter, especially by that monster jam. No, not the Monster Truck Series, people. I'm talking about a monster slam jam by Jaylen Brown. My Lord, what a slam jam dunk. My God, incredible dunk. And Brown for the first couple of quarters was not looking so great, but then in that third and fourth quarter, he got hot, flamethrower hot. He's on fire, and he was on fire. And then in Game 6, Boston took Game 5, 93 to 80, and Miami just didn't look good. But in Game 6, in that do or die game, Jimmy Butler said to LeBron, "You think you're good in Game 6 with the pressure on the line? Hold my beer." And Butler poured in 47 points, giving Miami that much-needed Game 6 victory. Game 7 Sunday was an absolute crazy game because in that first quarter, Boston absolutely took Miami to the streets and bullied them in that first quarter. And then as the game went on, Boston was still leading, but Miami kept chipping away. And then in that fourth quarter, the door finally, was open, and Miami creeped on through, and they were getting hot in that fourth quarter. And then Boston seemed to be up commanding, by 13 after that Tatum jump shot, 98 to 85. And then, my God, the floodgates for Miami opened. That 11-0 spurt. They caught fire, caught heat. And then with 17 seconds left, after Smart made 2 critical turnovers in that fourth quarter, Strus hit that 3 somehow to cut it to 2. And then Boston misses a shot down on their end of the floor. Butler gets the rebound, takes the ball up the floor, and shoots that pull-up wide open 3. It looked like it was going to go in, but the shot was off. And my God, if he would have made that shot, we will be talking about that on this show tonight as one of the greatest clutch shots in NBA postseason history. Up there with Michael Jordan, up there with Magic Johnson. I hate to say it, Kevin, even LeBron, when he had those game winners against the Magic and the Pacers, and of course Ray Allen's 3 with the Heat in 2013 in the finals against the Spurs in Game 6. But that would have been a great shot if it would have gone down. And everybody was talking crap about Butler. Why did he do that? Honestly, guys, I think he made the right call. I know you guys, probably agree with my sentiments on that because we were talking about that after the game because Butler made the right play. He went for the win. He didn't want to go for the tie because if you guys remember, he went for the tie against Philadelphia, made the basket, but Kawhi hit that crazy three-pointer at the buzzer to give Toronto the Game 7 victory in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs in 2019. So Butler had every good intentions going for that game winner, and he made the right call, in my opinion. And he's living by it, and he's living, for the fact that he took that shot. He's still taking it. Hey, it's a make or miss league. I took the shot. I missed it. I wish it would have gone in, but I'll take it. I'll take the Heat. And, Boston won a hard-fought series. And, man, this finals for this year is unpredictable like we all love it. Because, honestly, y'all, if Miami would have made the finals, Golden State would have beat Miami in 4, more than likely 5. I mean, Miami did not stand a chance in these finals against Golden State, but Boston has a slim chance. Can they beat Golden State? Probably not, but you never know because Boston, everything that has been thrown at them, if it's been Brooklyn, they were favored in the early part of the year. They were the best 7 seed to make it to the conference finals, but they didn't. Boston swept them. The Bucks, the world champion, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Milwaukee was a credible threat. Beat them in 7. Miami, number 1 seed in the East. Boston beat them in 7. Now they face this heavyweight Golden State team. I'm going to go around the table once again, and I will start with you, Joey. What were your thoughts on the Celtics' crazy 7-game series against the top seed of Miami Heat?
Oh, man. To be honest, what can I say? Because, I will say Boston and Miami was a very competitive series. Otherwise, it wouldn't have gone to 7 games like it did. But the fact that in games 5, 6, and 7, the home team did not know how to win because it was road wins in all 3 of those games.
Yep.
Boston taking game 5 and 7, and Miami taking game 6. I mean, yeah, it was a very competitive series. Jimmy Butler once again proved why he is the best player on that Miami Heat roster because he was the only clutch player other than Bam Adebayo and for maybe a little tiny bit Victor Oladipo, but it was mainly Jimmy Butler who was playing lights out for Miami, hands down. Whereas Boston, of course, had Brown, who, like you said, Stephen, had that unbelievable earth-shattering dunk in that game. I was like, my Lord! I mean, and of course, you got Jason Tatum and Grant Williams and Al Horford, who, after 15 long years, has finally made his first ever NBA Finals appearance. Well, much well deserved. But I mean, there's not really much more I can say about the Boston Miami series other than the fact that it was very competitive. The better team won, and now it's time to move on to the NBA Finals. But I mean, Boston is really starting to scare me because I don't know if they can actually stick with this Warriors team like they did against Miami because, actually, you know what? I'm going to say that for the NBA Finals preview for whenever we cover that in just a little bit. But yeah, it was a very competitive series.
Absolutely.
The better team won. Miami, all I got to say is better luck next year.
Yep. Kevin?
You know what? We go back to that shot, like you said, Stephen, and I don't believe he made the wrong decision. I believe he managed the time wrong, though, because if that was Kobe Bryant and he wanted to go for the three and he knows he's going to go for three, he's letting that time go down to 0. He's going to say, fuck it, I'm not giving you a chance. I hit this or miss it. Because what's going to happen if he would have hit it with 14 seconds left, you're giving Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum 14 seconds to draw up an inbound play, and all they have to do is get a 2-pointer to win.
Yep.
I believe he messed up on the time management, but Jimmy Butler has earned my respect, my utmost respect as one of the great superstars in this league, because he could have quit on his team. He could have walked out. The guy played like LeBron James, for crying out loud. He played 46 minutes out of 48 minutes in Game 6, and he played the entire 48 minutes in Game 7. He has balled his ass off, and what that three-point attempt told me was that Jimmy Butler threw in the white flag. He said, listen, I'm out of gas. I can't do it in overtime. If I tied this and hit a layup or something to tie the game,
That's an excellent point.
I don't have nothing left in the tank. So Jimmy said, I'm trying to end it right now. Then I'm going to keep up a 3 and try to take it. If I make it, I make it. I miss, I miss. I left it all on the line. And for that, he gets my damn respect. He gets my damn respect. After Game 3 and Game 4, you could tell the knee injury nagged him, and he came out in Game 6 torching them boys. And it's crazy because for the Celtics to be the number 1 defense, Miami had no second scorer. They had one job: stop Jimmy Butler, double him, triple him, do something. They didn't do nothing. Jimmy Butler torched their ass. And this is why Boston scares me, because of the inconsistency. Game 6 on your home floor, you're supposed to put the knife in their throat. If this was like Golden State in Game 5, like when you're on your home floor in a closeout game, you end it. You got to end it. You don't ideally, they won because Miami stinks outside of Butler. They won in Game 7. But if this was the Bucks with Chris Middleton and their championship roster, and you have to go back to Milwaukee for Game 7, that you won't win. You would not win. Miami has no scoring option. Kyle Lowry is a damn milk dud, for crying out loud. And damn Tyler Hero is so fragile, you might as well call him the damn Michelin Man. And you know what? Hear me out. Here's a bold prediction. What I think Miami should do. If I'm the Miami Heat this summer, I'm trading Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, multiple first-round picks, and I'm getting Damian fucking Lillard. If I'm Miami, if I get
Kevin, I love it. I love it.
This team would have beat Boston. This team would be representing the Eastern Conference in the finals.
Kevin,
because
you
Damian
have an
Lillard
excellent
is a
point.
guy who can shoot the ball like from half court anytime he wants, open up the floor, so Jimmy Butler has more room to work with. And Tyler Hero has proved he is nothing but a 6-man. He's not an offensive star. He's going to come off the bench and play good with a second unit, but he's not a starter in this league. I mean, I'm sorry, but if Jimmy Butler did that by himself, this is why Boston is kind of scaring me, like Joey was saying, is like, I know we're going to the finals preview, but Golden State is not Miami. Let's just get that out of the way before we even do the preview. This is not Miami. Like, you got multiple scores. Jimmy Butler was the only scorer, and it's really concerning for the level of inconsistency they're showing. But I've got to respect Boston. Jason Tatum has proven to be a top 5 player in this league. Not just top 5 under the age of 25. He's a top 5 player in this league. And to see the stuff that he done to Kevin Durant, to see him go in and win a shootout with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and to see him persevere through a Game 7 using his inner Kobe, I respect it. I love JT. I love how Boston has built from the ground up. And this is going to show you that this league is not out the balled out super teams like the Lakers or the Nets. These organizations are winning organizations. Both of these guys, the Golden State Warriors, built through the draft. They have since 2013, 2010, might I add. The Boston Celtics built through the draft. After they lost KG and Paul Pierce to Brooklyn, they used those picks. You know, one of those picks were Jason Tatum, the number 2 overall pick of Lonzo Ball's draft. Jason Tatum came there. They used another pick on Jaylen Brown. Marcus Smart was an OG. They drafted Robert Williams. They brought in some savvy vets like Derek White under Pop. Got a great head coach. Another Greg Popovich protege like Steve Kerr was. Both of those coaches come under Greg Popovich. Let's just keep it real. And to see the success both of those guys are having and the Celtics up and coming coach is, I really respect the grind. I respect the hustle. I respect them getting it out the mud. All these naysayers are going to have haters all year. What they've been bitching about. Oh, break up Tatum and Brown. They can't play together. They can't win together. Well, they're in the East. They're in the NBA Finals. So why
And you
break
know,
up?
Boston in January was the 11th seed in the Eastern Conference. And look what they did in the second half. The rest of the first half and then all of the second half, they became the best defensive team in the NBA and had the second best record in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Think about that. The way they played consistent basketball with Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, you know, savvy, young, crafty players in Tatum and Brown, a crafty veteran like Horford, who has developed a crazy outside shot from the three-point line. Because during Atlanta, he was trying to find that shot. He goes to Boston, you know, somewhat finds it, and now he's back in Boston, and he's definitely found his outside stroke. Because when he gets that outside shot going, along with his drives to the basket and his post-up moves to the paint, Horford is a deadly player. And like a fine wine, he gets better with age. He'll be 36 years old this year, and just an incredible player. He has broken that shield of being the player that had the most playoff games without reaching the NBA Finals. And now his old buddy and Paul Millsap is now the one with the leader in that record without making it to the NBA Finals. So Horford is deserving of making it to the Finals. And Kevin, I absolutely love your suggestion for Miami going after Damian Lillard, because Lillard is one of my favorite players in the NBA. He is a crazy three-point shooter. I mean, he has a deadly, piping hot three-point shot when he gets going. He can shoot from anywhere in the gym. It's insane.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So, Randy, what are your thoughts on Boston making it to the NBA Finals?
Well, I'm with Kevin. You know, they did it right. You know, they built this team like Golden State did. I think they followed that. They may have even followed that blueprint. You know, to draft well and go from there. I mean, Danny Ainge is gone, but he's got to get some credit for putting these guys together.
And also Brad Stevens as well.
Brad Stevens, yes, sir. And for a first-year coach to have them in the finals, I mean, that speaks volumes of that gentleman. Like you said, 11th seed in January. I mean, to come all the way back like that. And there was a lot of games this year where I actually watched Boston play, and I knew they were better than their record indicated, and I knew they were gonna, you know, make some noise once they got into the playoffs. And sure enough, they've done better than they probably thought. Maybe not they thought, but at least they thought in January. Yeah, kudos to them. I think that's going to be a great finals. I know we're going to get to that, but they got a nice little team, and it'll definitely be interesting. It'll be a great series coming up. So,
absolutely. I mean, like this NBA postseason for the most part has been really, really well. You know, and there's been some crazy games this year. And this finals is looking to be a really interesting matchup because it is a heavyweight in Golden State and the underdog in the Boston Celtics. And what's really crazy, this is Boston's first NBA Finals appearance since 2010 when they last took on Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers in that classic 7-game series. And man, Boston is just, they're a franchise, unlike the Lakers, who keep making great moves in the offseason. And Boston is here to stay for a long time. They have nothing to be ashamed of. They have incredible pieces on this team. And I'm excited as a Boston fan, you know, to see my Celtics in the NBA Finals. But unlike some fans in sports, I am a realistic sports fan. I know that Golden State is going to be a hard fought series. And if Boston is going to win this finals, they're going to have to earn every single solitary second of it, because Golden State is not going to make it be easy for the Celtics. Because if I am Boston, I have to look to get Tatum going as early, get Brown going early, and definitely get Marcus Smart off to a decent start, because he scares me. He is inconsistent the way he plays at times. Because think about it, guys. He almost single-handedly cost Boston Game 7 on Sunday. Because if Smart makes these critical mistakes against Golden State, Golden State's going to make you pay for it. They'll make you pay for it from the defensive side of the ball and the outside. Because if you take a bad, shitty shot, Golden State can make their threes or get to the basket, especially with like a point forward in Draymond Green. Because Draymond Green, for him being a tall guy at power forward and can also play the center, he's an incredible passer for a big guy. And Curry, when he gets hot, Klay Thompson, especially when Klay gets hot. Klay Thompson is honestly the one Warrior that scares me the most, because when Thompson gets going, he is like a flamethrower. He's on fire, and he will not stop being hot unless he cools off. And that very rarely happens, because in Klay in Game 5 against Dallas, he was amazing from the field. Had like, 32 points, something like that?
Yeah. What I think is your point of about Marcus Smart is that when he made those plays he made, really almost, really hurt them. They got lucky on that.
Right.
Whereas when that happens with Golden State, there's so many players that can make up for that small play, messed up play or anything like that. They can capitalize on it in different ways and make you pay for it. Whether it's Thompson hitting a three or Curry hitting a three or Green getting the defense a stop. They can recover a lot better than Boston can, because they've been there and they know it. I think I read today that this was one of the first series where hardly anyone on the other team doesn't have any finals experience at all. And Golden State has it all. And this is like one of the teams that never had their team doesn't have anyone that played in the finals at all, which is pretty wild.
With the exception of Curry, Thompson, and Green and Looney.
No, he's talking about for the Celtics.
I'm talking about for the Celtics. They don't have a single player that has been in the NBA Finals. So it's going to be that's going to be, the moment may be too big for them at first, I think, but I think they'll do good. But we'll get into the finals. But yeah,
absolutely. Should be a very interesting series. And I guess if you guys want to go and get into the finals, we can. And this finals to me is going to be a very competitive series. If I am Boston, you have to take one or two of these games on the road, because if you go down 2-0 against Golden State, you are cooked. You are done, because Golden State, unlike Milwaukee, unlike Miami, unlike Philadelphia, unlike Phoenix, they can get it done in a big spot. And Klay on the road, Steph on the road, Draymond Green on the road, these guys have been through it all. They won together, they've lost together, and they've done it all. And Golden State, I think, is going to win this series. I really truly think. I think Golden State is going to take Game 1 on Thursday, because they are 9-0 at home, and Golden State is just a dominant team at home. I think Boston is going to take Game 2, but that's neither here or there. We'll just have to wait and see. But I want to get you guys going on this series. So Kevin, I'll start with you. What from both teams' perspectives, what is it going to take for both Boston and Golden State to win this championship?
Well, first, I want to appreciate the front office moves that these teams took to get to this point, because Boston, they had so much questions going into this season. Danny Ainge steps down, like one of the great front office guys. And then Brad Stevens steps down from coaching to take Danny Ainge's spot and hire Donko, whatever. And you just had so many questions. And for them to play the way they did and came alive in the second half the way they did, I really appreciate it. And for Golden State, just some of the guys they were able to pick up, like basically Bob Myers and Joe Lacob basically played a game of spades with the NBA. Oh, Kevin Durant, you want to leave? Okay, we'll get D'Angelo Russell. We got that card in our back pocket. You know what they did when the time was right? They threw that card out, got Andrew Wiggins, who's a better version of Harrison Barnes from 2016, for Christ's sake. And it's paid dividends, and got veterans like Otto Porter Jr., Gary Payton II, who is a lockdown defender, by the way. And also, I also read too that Otto Porter Jr. and Gary Payton are trending upwards to be able to play game 1 of the finals on Thursday. So those two being back for Golden State is going to be huge. And as far as these teams go, Boston, like I said, can they push it to 7 games? I think they can as long as they play consistent. You got to play 7 games of grade A basketball to beat this Warriors team. Mm-hmm. This bullshit they pulled against Miami in game 1 and then game 6, and you can't do that. If you do that, which I think they will do one game like that, you're going to lose in 6. And I'm predicting this game to go Golden State in 6 games. I think they ended out in the TD Garden because of the simple fact that Boston this postseason has played very subpar at home. They are a good road team. They are 7-2 on the road, but they have not lost in San Francisco. But Golden State is able to carry their game on the road and play too, as we've seen in Dallas in game 3. Dallas thought they were going to lay down like Phoenix and, we'll take our game on our home floor. Nope. Golden State stood up and put their fucking foot on their neck, and they will do that to Boston. I don't think it's going to get out to a 3-1. Don't get me wrong. But this is going to be a very intriguing defensive matchup because, we talk about Boston's the best defensive in the NBA, but people seem to forget by all the shooters Golden State has. The Golden State Warriors are number 2 in the NBA in defense. They are right behind Boston. So it's going to be a defensive battle. But Boston has got to quickly realize Jaylen Brown cannot have these stinkers like he's had in Miami, where one game he scores 25, 30, next game he scores 14. That shit's not going to fly against Golden State. This ain't Jimmy Butler. This ain't a one-trick pony in the cheap trick circus. You got 5 ponies on Golden State who's going to score. Curry's going to get his. Clay's going to get his if he gets hot. Jordan Poole's going to come off the bench and give you 20. Andrew Wiggins is a constant 17-point per score. Draymond's going to give you something. He's going to give you passes. And if Boston turns the ball over the way they did against Miami, Golden State's going to run them out the gym. I'm sorry. The game's going to be who can turn the ball over the least. And Boston, and I read that stat, Randy. Golden State, their players' experience in the NBA Finals, they have 123 games of Finals experience.
That's
Boston
amazing.
has 0, not a coach or anything. That 123 means Steph Curry. How many has he played in? Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney, Steve Kerr as a player and a coach. Steve Kerr has 8 rings just as both. For crying out loud, this is like, I don't see Boston playing 7 games of consistent basketball. I have not seen it yet, and it worries me because if you don't play consistent basketball, you end up like the Dallas Mavericks on the end of a 3-1 choker or a 3-0 lead. But I think Boston's going to show out a couple of them games because they have the rim protector that Dallas didn't. They have Big Rob Williams. What's going to concern me the most in this matchup is Golden State got done with a gentleman's sweep, a 5-game series. They're chilling at the house, getting some of their rested veterans back. Boston is getting over going to the damn infirmary, basically, with Tatum separating his shoulder, Marcus Smart spraining his ankle, Robert Williams hurting his knee, Al Horford hurting his hand, etc., etc., etc. How is that going to affect them? Tatum obviously seems like the first couple of minutes of each game, he's bothered by his shoulder. He seemed to don't catch a rhythm until about the second half. That's worrisome,
That's
too.
very concerning.
And then you're asking Marcus Smart, who on a bum ankle, against Miami, that bum-ass backcourt Miami had in Strus and Kyle Lowry, he didn't have to chase nobody. But you're playing against a motion offense to where even if Curry does not have the ball in his hands, he's running around and around and through screens around this way, around that way. Marcus Smart has to chase him for 48 minutes on a bum ankle. And I'm telling you, as an athlete, sprained ankles are not fun to run on, and you're just going to risk the chance of re-injuring the ankle chasing after Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, guys like that. But like you said, Steven, in my opinion, I think Golden State's going to take away game one. And to be honest, I think it's not a blowout. I think they win by 14 plus because Golden State coming off rest is horrible for the league. Like, they game plan, they execute, they do a great job. Game two, I think Boston gives Golden State their first loss at home by single digits. I think they may come through in the clutch. Game three, I think Golden State shows their experience and is able to win in TD Garden because Boston has no experience. Game four, I think Boston wins a nail biter. I think Boston's going to do it in game four, and it's tied. And here's where the problem lies. I think Golden State, Klay's going to play like he did. I think he's going to break out that game. I think he's going to have a 35, 38-point game and ball out and win game five in Oakland by about 8 to 10 points. And I think they go back to Boston. And this is where I think the inconsistency happens. I think Boston turns the ball over. I think they play like the game six they played against Miami. I think they struggle. I think Brown struggles to get his shot going. And I think Curry steps up in the second half. And I think he's in line for a big game to put the game on ice in the fourth quarter against that Celtics defense. And I believe Golden State will win in 6 games. And I believe Steph Curry will finally get his long-awaited Finals MVP trophy to solidify himself as a top 10 player of the entire NBA history. That's just how I see it.
Excellent points by you, Kevin, because that is the one thing that concerns me about Boston is the inconsistency that they've had, in this postseason. Have they had some bright spots? Sure they have, but the bad has outweighed the good at times, especially with some of these individual performances. And Golden State will capitalize on any mistake that you make. And I think Golden State takes game one. I think they win by 10. And I think Boston takes game two. I think they're going to win a close game in that. And before I continue, I'll continue to go around the table. Joey, what are your thoughts on this year's NBA Finals?
Well, obviously the NBA Finals is supposed to be between the two best teams. Now, in years past, we really haven't seen that, except for maybe last year where we saw Phoenix and Milwaukee go at it. But this right here is probably going to be the best NBA Finals that anybody has seen in a long time. And that is the fact that you have two great teams who show amazing team chemistry on both sides of the ball. You got players who can score and play defense on both ends of the court. I mean, the Warriors and the Celtics, easily the two best teams in the NBA, not just this year alone, but any year in general, are finally going to collide on the court to see who the true kings of basketball is. And honestly, I'm looking forward to this series because, to me, this series can go either way. It can go either way. Now, do I think that Boston has the playmaking ability and the skill set to get by Golden State? Absolutely not. Because the Warriors have just that chemistry about them that makes them seem so feared, so game ready, so worthy to be called NBA champions for this year. Because you got, I mean, like Kevin said, you got Steph Curry who plays lights out on both ends of the court, 9 in and 9 out. You got his Splash Brothers shooting teammate in Klay Thompson who can easily knock down 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 3-pointers in a game like it's nothing. You got Draymond Green who can post up in the middle, who can be the true defensive threat that they need to really guide defensive aspect of the court. You got Jordan Poole who has very very easily made a name for himself coming off the bench or being in the starting lineup whenever he needs to, dropping 15, 20, 25 points a game. You got Kevin Looney, who is an absolute monster in the paint when it comes to defense, and one who can make a few shots here and there. All in all, you got a complete team led by one of the best head coaches in the NBA in all time, and Steve Kerr right now. That this is just going to be a dog fight of a series. I can just see it now. Now, the one thing that scares me though about Boston is, like y'all have said, the inconsistency of the way that Boston plays. Because yeah, Boston is a complete team. However, they show signs of struggle where they shouldn't need to. Because, I mean, think about it. They could have easily disposed of Miami in 5, maybe 6 games if they wanted to. But Boston just does not have that consistency as far as closing out a series. I mean, yeah, they always start good whenever it's the first part, but as the series goes on and on and on and on, the inconsistency starts showing for Boston. And that is where I think it's going to come back and bite them in the butt, because Golden State doesn't show inconsistency. They go out, they get the job done, and then they go out and drink beers afterwards or go sit in the hot tub, for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they do best. They don't show inconsistency. They're always consistent, whether it's on offense or defense. So, as far as this series is concerned, I'm actually going to throw a little bit of a curveball here because
Okay.
I've been doing some research and I've been doing some thinking as to how Boston should approach this series. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking game 1 is obviously going to go to Golden State. It's going to be a double-digit game because, like Kevin said, Golden State coming off a rest is deadly for anybody who stands across from them.
Yep.
So Golden State's clearly going to take game 1. Now, game 2, I actually see Boston giving Golden State a dogfight, but in the end, I'm looking at Golden State taking game 2 as well to go up 2-0 in the series. Now, game 3, shifting to Boston in the TD Garden. Obviously, Boston's going to be like, you know what? We're playing in our home court now. We haven't had the best of luck, so we need to go out and prove to not only our fans, but to the other team as well, that we're not a team to look past. So we need to go out and play the best game of our lives. And that is why I think Boston is going to take game 3 and go up 2-1. However, Golden State, with their impressive win-loss record, not only at home this year in the playoffs, but on the road as well, is actually going to prove to be beneficial. And I think that Golden State is going to take game 4, go up 3-1, and then game 5 on their home court in front of their fans. I think Golden State is going to do just enough. It's going to be a close game, but I think Golden State is going to do just enough to take the series in 5 games, 4-1, and be your 2022 NBA champions.
That's a very interesting scenario. It could possibly happen because, I mean, knowing this year's NBA postseason, it is very unpredictable. Very unpredictable. Randy?
Yeah. And what I've been thinking about is, that Boston is just going to really have to play mistake-free basketball without a doubt in this because, like I said, Golden State, I mean, we can go into how all their weapons, they're going to capitalize on every mistake. It didn't matter what team is in the finals. But I think that I think it may go 6, it may go 5, but Golden State is definitely going to take it. But I think the stage is going to be too big for Boston. But I think this is going to be a great showing for those guys, for Brown and Tatum. It's going to be a good coming out party for them, and it's probably not the last time you're going to see those jokers in the finals. That's for sure. And with a lot of the influx in the East as well, I think it's going to be Boston. Boston will be definitely back as a contender, and then they'll have that experience under the belt. And I think it's going to be hard pressed to keep them out of the finals for the next couple of years. But I think this is Golden State's year. This is their redemption year, and I think they're going to take it without a doubt. So.
Yeah, it's a very interesting scenario for this year's finals because Golden State, like we all know, for the last 3 years has not been in this predicament. They were one of the worst teams. If I'm not mistaken, Kevin, what was that like in 2019, 2020? They were one of the worst teams. They were at the bottom of the barrel,
but that actually shows you just how much Stephen Curry means to that team. And this is why it's inevitable that if Golden State, no matter, as long as Klay Thompson or somebody don't average a triple-double or 50 points a game, Curry can go out and get a simple 20 all series. If they win, he's going to win MVP. It's no doubt. There ain't no questions about it right now. Because when you look at that 15-win season that year, Steph Curry missed 70 games or 60-something games until they canceled the season because he broke his hand. That tells you right then, without Steph Curry, oh Lord, watch out. You need Steph Curry and Draymond. They work like a damn a shoe and a shoestring. They work together. The way they play ball and the way Steph Curry is so unselfish and selfless, and like how many other guys other than maybe Dwayne Wade that can sit there and say they let another superstar come to their home team and them take a back seat just so that superstar can win like Steph Curry did with Kevin Durant. It's not seen. How many superstars will be willing to come off the bench because they see the emergence of Jordan Poole in the Denver Nuggets series and he wants Jordan Poole to reach his potential? How many superstars would do that? Not none.
That's an excellent
Curry,
point.
He is like the most unselfish superstar. And like Draymond said, to anybody that knows the game of basketball, he doesn't need a finals MVP to solidify himself because everybody that knows the game of basketball and watches the game knows that he's already done that. But we live in an era of social media and people who cry about how many championships, yada, 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 how many MVPs, how many this, how much that. We live in an era like that on social media to where that matters more than the game itself. And it's sad, but it's the truth. But Golden State has done so good, and they've done this in the past, the way they built those big three. And to be honest, it reminds me of the 2000s era of the San Antonio Spurs. They built through the draft. They got their big three, the longevity with Pop coaching. And then they go out into one of those down years and they get Kawhi Leonard, who before was going to be their next future. Golden State does that, and then they get Jordan Poole. It's ridiculous that Golden State is still, by them raising Jordan Poole to be a similar Steph Curry, they literally kept their championship window open for another 3 to 5 years with Jordan Poole and Kuminga and Moses Moody, who, by the way, got some very prestige minutes the other night against Dallas. Played the whole second quarter, had a plus 12, had 10 points. That's a rookie. That's their rookie shooting guard. These guys are set for the next 4 to 5 years easily. And you know, regular season, you can't go off. I don't care what stats say, like they show on ESPN. You can't go off the fucking regular season. If you know the Golden State Warriors, they don't give a damn about regular season. Like the Dallas Mavericks, for Christ's sakes, beat the Warriors 3-1 in the regular season, but Golden State absolutely murdered them.
Yep.
So this shit about, Boston's been 9-7 against the Golden State, the only winning record in the Steve Kerr era against Golden State. They are the only.
That doesn't matter at this juncture in the playoffs.
No.
And that does not matter because it's the playoffs. We've seen regular season. We've seen the Phoenix Suns. We've seen how they suck. We've seen the Miami Heat as a 1 seed. Regular season does not mean shit. The Golden State Warriors are going to be who we thought they were as of 2019. And I'll tell you one last thing. There's only going to be one loser out of this whole series because Golden State's who they are. If they lose the series, they ain't got nothing to prove. Boston has nothing to prove. They're just getting their feet wet. The number one loser that could come out of this series is Kevin Durant. This guy left Golden State.
That's right.
This guy left Golden State to go play with fucking Kyrie Irving, and he gets swept in the first round while his other team is chilling in the finals, and Kyrie's other team is chilling in the finals, and they're sitting at home getting swept. What a disgrace.
How coincidence is that, guys? The fact that Kyrie says to KD, hey, buddy, you can come to Brooklyn. We can do it together, bro. We can ball out, win some championships together. Nope. 3 years passed. Golden State and Boston, both of these teams, these guys respectively left, are now both in the finals. Meanwhile, Kyrie and KD, Brooklyn, are sitting at home sweet home.
Misery loves company.
Karma is a bitch. Karma's a bitch, and I love it.
I do want to bring this to everybody's attention real quick. I was just looking on Facebook earlier, and I saw that Kevin actually shared something saying that reports are saying that Gary Payton II is trending towards a game time decision for game 1 of the NBA Finals. So imagine if he is just a game time decision for game 1. Imagine when we could be seeing him, even if he doesn't play game 1, and how much more of a threat he can make the Warriors.
Exactly.
Imagine.
Because Gary Payton II is, just like his father, is an incredible defender. I mean, he is incredible defending these star players. I mean, until he got hurt, he took John Morant to school. Absolutely to school. I mean,
which I must say, by the way, because I didn't get to talk about it because I missed that episode on that show, which was a dirty fucking play by Dillon Brooks. He's a fucking dirty player, and he always is going to be a dirty player, and his antics ain't worth a damn. I might just say that. I'm sorry. And I like John Morant. I like that Grizzlies team, but Dillon Brooks, he ain't it. He's a dirty fucking player. That was clearly a clothesline upside his head. That's bullshit. I have no respect for people like that. But anyway, I'm glad Gary Payton, with his story, if you notice, he has been cut around the league, bounced around the league, in the G League for how long now? And to finally get this opportunity to prove that his defensive skills and his defending is A1 is absolutely, it's astonishing. And I'm very happy for the kid. I'm glad he's getting his chance like his dad. We call him the baby glove, by the way, just like his dad. And also, Otto Porter is going to possibly be available for game 1. a veteran, and who we compare to as Sean Livingston. He is the Sean Livingston of this year from those 2015 Warriors.
Oh, yeah. This series is going to be very interesting, with all the players that Golden State's going to be getting back. And, man, when they're healthy, they are a strong team, a very consistent team. And I think you guys are right. As much as of a Boston fan as I am, like I said at the top of the hour, I'm a realistic fan. I'm not one of these fans that are from Planet Delusional, for God's sakes. I go, oh, Boston's going to win it 4. Looking at you, Cody. Get on Facebook saying that, oh, Boston's going to win it 4. Bullshit. They're not going to win it 4. They're not going to be beating Boston or Golden State in 4. If Boston is going to win this year's NBA championship, they're going to have to earn every single win, because Golden State is not going to go down without a fight.
Nope.
And I mean, this is like you said, Randy, early on, this is going to be a coming out party for Jason Tatum and for Jaylen Brown. I mean, they're young players, very good players. They're still in their prime. Haven't even hit their prime yet. That's how good these guys are. I mean, Tatum's just such a great Celtic, man. I mean, everybody was wondering who's going to be that top scorer for the Boston Celtics in the near future after Paul Pierce, and I was obviously retired, after all these years, and they have found their guy. Jason Tatum's the guy. And I knew in his rookie year with the Celtics, I said, man, this kid is going to be a bright star in the near future. And the future is bright for Jason Tatum and his sidekick, Jaylen Brown. And it's going to be a very good series, I think. And like I said, I think Golden State is going to take game 1, win by at least 10 or 14. I think Boston takes game 2 on a close one. I have Golden State winning game 3 on the road by 7. Game 4, I have Boston once again squeaking out a victory, winning by 4. Game 5, I have Golden State winning another close one by about, we'll call 6-8, something like that. They'll make the plays in the end and get the win. I think Boston takes game 6. I think Boston's going to squeak out game 6, and it'll be a competitive game. I think Boston will win by 5. And then my favorite words, game 7, Golden State, Boston. I think Golden State is going to learn from their failures in 2016 against Cleveland with LeBron and Kyrie, because we did not see that coming. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if you were betting on that game and you betted Cleveland to win that game, God bless you, because there ain't no way in hell we were betting on that to happen. But it happened. That's why we love sports, because anything can happen in the world of sports. And I think Golden State wins a competitive NBA Finals. I think they make the right plays in Game 7, and they pull out this championship in a hard-fought NBA Finals. I think if it doesn't go 7, I think Golden State will still win in 6. My heart says 7, but my gut says 6. So I don't know if Boston can hang, in a 7-game series as far as making a 7-game series, but if they can, again, they're going to have to earn every.
Yeah, that's going to be a tall task, because they just came off of playing 2 consecutive 7-game series as it is.
Yep.
So Boston, that's going to be a tall task, but I believe they got the talent to do it. But I am also going to say one thing. I'm very happy. Let's give a shout out. I'm very happy for Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson has went 941 days without being in the NBA Finals, without playing the game of basketball. And damn it, he's back where he left off, and I know it's bittersweet for him. Klay Thompson has earned his right, and I really find it disrespectful that those chubbalards, James Harden and Kyrie Irving, are on the NBA 75, but not Klay Thompson. That's a fucking disgrace.
Are you
Kyrie
serious?
Irving ain't shit right now. He's not shit right now. And James Harden has gained 80 pounds, and he ain't shit no more. And Klay Thompson is still dropping 30 bombs in a game 5 of a closeout conference final championship. But you got Kyrie and James Harden on that list. Get out of here.
Let's call a spade, folks. If Klay Thompson did not get injured in that game 6 against Toronto 3 years ago,
they're going 7 games.
Yep, exactly my point.
And it's crazy, because like Klay said, last year at this exact time, he couldn't even walk. And now, fast forward 1 year later, the guy is out there closing teams out to get back to the NBA Finals. Man, I'm happy for that guy, man. He is you as an NBA fan. I don't care who you root for. You can't boo Klay Thompson. He's one of the most humbled, nicest superstars in the NBA. He's genuine, down to earth. He loves his dog Rocco. He's just a great person, a great man, a great basketball player, and a great person on and off the court.
I'm very happy for Thompson. I mean, he came back. He's persevered through the trials and tribulations that he's had to go through. I mean, he did not play a single game in the 2019-20 season. 2021 did not play the first half of this season. Came back in the second half of the year. And what has he done? He has played his ass off. He's worked his ass off, more importantly, to get to the point where he's at right now. Because Thompson, honestly, guys, is better than ever. And that is saying something to the testament that of this guy is. His mentality to go out there, and even though he's won multiple championships, him and Steph and Draymond, have won 3 championships together. And the hunger that this Golden State Warriors team has, they want another championship ring added to their pedestal. And I think they're going to do it. I think if you're a delusional fan, I don't know why you exist, because you don't look at the games like we do. If you call yourself a true sports fan, you look at this from a realistic standpoint, because Golden State is playing the best basketball out of any team in these playoffs, and the train's going to keep rolling all night long. Hey, see what I did there? Yeah, Aerosmith cover reference.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you who else is a delusional fan. It's got to be the fucking idiots in Vegas. These idiots had the most chances of at an NBA Finals being the fucking Lakers versus the Nets. The Golden State Warriors.
Wow.
Listen, the Warriors had the 8th best odds in the West to make the finals, and the Celtics had the 7th out of the East to make the finals.
Get the hell out of here.
Like Draymond said, someone needs to be fired in Vegas. Who's in charge of that? They need to be fired. They're asking to be going out the door.
Whoever put money on Golden State and Boston to make the championship, you got yourself a nice payday. Because I'm telling you, delusional. How, you know what? That's my biggest beef with sports. I mean, it's not just basketball, guys. It's the NFL, it's baseball, everything. You know what I mean? How everybody in Vegas and around the world that bets on these teams before the season even freaking starts, they always look at the hot team that looks good on paper. Oh, this team's going to do this. This team's going to do that. And they don't do diddly squat. I mean,
yeah. Well, while we're talking about money, let me read the disclaimer. Let me read the disclaimer here.
What LeBron
the disclaimer says that if you have a gambling problem, always see Calvin Ridley for advice. He should tell you.
Yes. Oh,
him or Pete Rose.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Pete Rose will say
what?
that.
I know who's in charge in Vegas. I really know who's in charge of this. And and I love the guy when he plays. Steven, you know what I'm talking about. Paul Pierce. Let me tell you why.
Oh, Lord.
Some of his NBA takes are out this mind. He sat there and on live TV said that he was a better wing shooter than Klay Thompson.
No.
He sat there and said that he has more success in the NBA
come on.
than
I'm
Dwayne
a Boston
Wade.
fan. But come on. Clay's better than Paul. All day, every day. Come on.
Some of his takes are outrageous. He said that that Curry wasn't a guard. He's just a shooter. He said that he had a better career than Dwayne Wade. He has more success than Dwayne Wade.
Negative.
I said, get out of here. He said he would have been Kobe Bryant if he had Shaq. I said, get out of here. Shut up. Shut up, Paul Pierce.
Wait, time out.
Let them strippers get a hold of his head too long.
You heard him wrong. You heard him wrong, Kevin. He said he's better at getting shot at than
cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Ow! That's a stinger.
Yeah, he's better. He's not a better shooter. He's better getting shot at or getting beat up by a bunch of people. Yeah, he's definitely good at that. Yeah.
or taking a big old shit during Game 3 of the 2008 NBA Finals. Have to get carried off the court
Game two.
just to come back and score 34.
Game 2. You want to talk about WWE and the NBA in 2008? Boy, did it happen. We were so caught up in the moment. Oh, my God, Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce has got a knee injury. Why, Paul? Did you have to ruin the Celtic mystique? The fact that you had to take a big fat dump in Game 2. And
he got
Game 2
out of the court to go take a shit. He had to shit so much he couldn't even walk on his own 2 feet.
Oh my God. I won't forget when I read that. I said, wait, what? We're talking about the guy. Now here's a guy who leaves the game and has to take a dump in the bathroom. I mean, my God. I mean, that right there just did it for me. Like, I'm done. I'm done with you, Paul. I mean, Paul Pierce, in all seriousness, is one of the greatest Celtics that has ever played the game of basketball. I mean, just a great player, but he's not Klay Thompson. For him to sit there and say on ESPN that he's better than Thompson a couple years ago, come on. I mean, Klay Thompson.
What drugs are you on, dude? Come on.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Come on. You're just as delusional as that guy who called him the busted open today, that guy, that schmuck from the Netherlands, David. I mean, saying that The Miz should be the 4th person in Edge's faction of Judgment Day. What the hell is that? And that zombies should come out and, and all this other bull crap. I mean, come on. I mean, I'll never forget.
Listening to that. I wish I would have heard that part. Damn.
Oh, Randy. After the show, I will play that for y'all. After this show is over, you're gonna love this shit. It's hilarious. Yeah, it was hysterical. But anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But it's gonna be a great NBA Finals this year. Especially not with the Lakers in it. Lord knows who didn't want the Lakers to be in the finals.
No.
Or the Nets. Because the Nets, you know what? Karma. Kyrie didn't get vaccinated early on in the year. And they paid for it. And then Boston swept them. And then the Lakers, where did they go to? Nowhere.
I will say though real quick, if those same people in Vegas predict the Lakers and the Nets to go to the NBA Finals next year, then they definitely need to be fired.
You're fired.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I assume they're going to bet it's going to be a Jets and Panthers Super Bowl too, right?
Oh, Lord. Oh, I think he just killed Joey.
Yeah, Joey's dead.
Oh, my God, you killed Joey. You bastards. Anyways.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Shout out to Joe Namath being 79 years old today. One of the greatest NFL players of all time. I guaranteed victory in Super Bowl III against the Colts. And they did the damn thing. Anyways.
Hey, hang on. Saying the Jets and the Panthers are going to meet in the Super Bowl is like saying that the Cowboys and the Packers are going to meet in the NFC Championship.
Because it ain't going to happen. You know what? I bet everybody's betting on a State Farm Super Bowl, but that's not going to happen.
The Cowboys and Packers might meet in the NFC Championship game, meet each other at the damn bar to drink together and watch the damn game. They ain't going to be playing it.
Right.
Oh, dear God.
But yeah, before we continue, everybody, I want to once again plug our social media platforms. You can follow us on Twitter at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show. Also follow us on the old YouTube because that's where you can find all of our shows that are happening right now, which is live, and our previous shows that have happened live. And you can type in our Nation Sports Show there in the search box and hit that subscribe button because, folks, we are getting close to 100 subscribers. And also follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner. Everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it is at the Nation's Corner. And then we'll be talking about Double or Nothing from this past weekend on pay-per-view. And Bleacher Report, and please, AEW, I'm begging you, Tony Khan, you have enough crap ton of money to get a better app than Bleacher Report because, oh my God, Bleacher Report is the worst app known to man. It's terrible.
It is bad. You're right. I couldn't
bad.
even watch the pay-per-view I bought the one time. It buffered every 5 seconds. It was terrible.
Yeah, it buffered like LeBron did. or Kyrie did in the playoffs or James Harden. Oops, sorry.
So I thought, hey, Steven, I thought you were going to say it leaked Vince Wilfork's cowboy photos with no shirt on.
Yeah,
Nobody
exactly.
wants to see that shit.
Oh God, yeah, we can't forget
Nobody
about the
wants
big.
to see that shit.
Can't forget about the big fellas at the table. Yeah. Anyways, but my goodness. I mean, it's going to be a really good NBA Finals this year, and also in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Rangers beat the Hurricanes in a 7-game series to go to the Stanley Cup or to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Excuse me. And yep. So Hurricanes had a good year this year, but the Rangers beat them. And I know our very own Scott in Long Island is very happy about that. What's up, Scotty? AKA the LaGreca head guy. Yeah, the guy who makes all the hydras, everybody, for LaGreca and Bully and Mark and Gabby and Andre. Ooh, Andre. And we can also add Thunder Rosa to that mix because she's going to be hosting on Fridays starting this week for 1 hour with David and Mark on Busted Open. And
nice.
My goodness, guys. I mean, it's been great talking to you guys about this NBA final stuff. And we hate that Ezra couldn't be here today. He's dealing with a sore throat and a headache, and he wasn't feeling good to do the show today. But unlike LeBron, we came through in the clutch, y'all. We did it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, but there's one thing I wanted to talk about real briefly.
What you got?
Tony Syracuse.
Let's see.
That's it.
Haha. But I know that somebody in this room is a Raiders fan. So how about they're about to sign Colin Kaepernick? How about that happen?
Yeah, I read into that as that was a kind of
America. Fuck yeah.
I think they wanted to.
God bless America. They're gonna get Kaepernick.
I swear, if the Raiders do sign Kaepernick, Randy, you might as well find you another team to pull for, man.
Oh, yeah. Lord have mercy.
You know what?
Yeah,
hey, Randy, for your sake, I guarantee you watch Colin Kaepernick work, or the Raiders watch Colin Kaepernick worked out, and they sound like Stewie off Family Guy when he said, "You suck," and then just close the door on him. So get out.
Really, yeah. I think it was two things. I think here's the thing about that is Al Davis is still alive.
Who?
He's already a Raider.
Yes.
If Al Davis is alive, he's already a Raider. I mean, we're not having this conversation. He would have signed him a long time ago if Al Davis was still alive. So I mean, we'll just get that out of the way. He was all about that stuff. Social, causes and all that stuff. Al Davis is at the forefront of all that. Women GMs, women in the front office, black head coaches. I mean, he's done it all. But I think they were trying to take away from like Gruden had a bunch of stuff going on, all his emails and all that stuff. He was in court and all that. I think they were trying to take away from that, so they weren't in the spotlight there. But they really didn't do it right by bringing in Kaepernick. And I think what I said about Al Davis kind of goes along with this. And I think what they're trying to do is maybe help Kaepernick out and have him show, at least get in there and showcase himself for a team that may want him. I'd rather have him than probably half the other backups in the league. But I don't know. It didn't really make sense. I mean, it was just out of nowhere that they did that. But I think it was just to kind of some damage control on some other issues that they may have thought they were going to have to deal with. So I think they went with the lesser of the evils and brought in Kaepernick, which is, like I said, was a bad move. And it's not going to happen. They're not going to sign him. I don't think.
I hope not.
Because
let me read you this one stat line. Let me read you this one stat line. And I can attest to this as a 49er fan. When he played for us after Jim Harbaugh left, For one, he got benched by Blaine fucking Galbert.
Yup.
For one, if you get
Yup.
benched by Blaine Galbert, you don't deserve a job in the NFL. I don't care about your political stand. I don't care what you stand for. Good for you. Do what you want. That's your freedom. But I mean solely as you were my team's quarterback and you sucked. His stat line, he was last game, he was 1 for 9 for 10 yards and 4 interceptions. How do you throw 4 more interceptions than you do completions to your own team before he got beat?
What?
Who deserves a job? I can go out there and check down to my running back 3 times for 3 fucking completions. What? That's horrible.
Now that I think about it, I think he would be a good fit in Washington.
Heck no.
Oh, God.
I mean, come on.
Heck no.
The Commanders. Kaepernick the Commander. Come on, man. Let's do it.
Commandos.
Hold on.
The Commandos.
Hold on now.
Come on, Dan Snyder. You can do it. You can do it.
I'd rather have Johnny Manziel as our quarterback over that jerkhole.
Oh, God.
Come on.
That's what I'm saying,
Dan Snyder. You've let him down before. You can do it again.
But you know what? Knowing how Dan Snyder is, I wouldn't put it past him because Dan Snyder is a freaking joke as an NFL owner. And I'm surprised that these other owners have not voted his butt out yet.
I don't know how. He must have negative pictures.
Hey, you know what?
He must have some dirt on those jokers, man. Because
Dan Snyder is not the answer in Washington. He needs to pack his bags and he needs to go. I mean, come on.
Get Kaepernick in there and Joey.
Nope.
Speaking of obnoxious quarterbacks playing quarterback position that shouldn't be at quarterback, I suggest a rule change. You know how in MLB they're now letting position players play pitcher like when there's a blowout or whatever. I think they should do that in the NFL. I think they should just put defensive tackles in at quarterback to see who got the best arm. Like when it's a blowout, just go ahead. Let Aaron Donald get behind center and let him throw a couple of bombs. Let the offensive line up at receiver. Let him go 1-on-1. Yes.
I think
let him do that.
Cool.
Hey, that might actually come to fruition in Cleveland because I was looking earlier that Deshaun Watson now has a 23rd case against him.
Oh my!
Yeah,
I just saw that. 23rd case against him now.
Watson's in a lot of trouble.
Well, yeah. Hey, I agree with that real quick about what Kevin said. I think you put Max Crosby in there for the Raiders and the Wildcat. I think it'd be pretty all right.
No. Let the brothers line up at receiver.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Bro, let the brothers line up at receiver. Let the Watt brothers go 1-on-1 at receiver. Let TJ line up at DB and let JJ line up at receiver. Let Nick Bosa line up against Joey Bosa. Man, that would be must-see TV.
Similar to what you do in Madden, Kevin. Just saying, when you get Peyton Manning at cornerback.
Against Eli.
Yes. And he picked him off and he had him pick 6. I laughed my ass off and he did it at my house. I'm like, oh my Lord.
Hey, Kevin, imagine if Vince Wilfork and Tony Siragusa were still playing. Have Vince Wilfork get a quarterback and have Siragusa guard him.
I'll tell you what, you get that quarter pounder and I'll get a big man. Hell yeah.
And you know what? All these prima donnas want to make money. God damn it! I'm about to put the wide receivers and the DBs in the trenches. I'm about to put Debo and Cooper Kupp at defensive tackle. You're gonna get dirty, young fella.
Here you go.
You want all this money? Dang it, you're gonna get dirty.
One thing will happen: the quarterbacks will be dead. That's for sure.
Hey,
we'll definitely have to have them at quarterback.
Hey, Kevin. And as an add-on, you can put in Albert Hainsworth at safety and put wide receiver.
You know what? I would put Peyton Manning at middle linebacker just to hear him change the defense and call Omaha! They're calling Omaha! Hurry! Watch the fucking running back.
Hey, we call the safety.
And put Tom Brady in at running back and see how he feels.
Sir.
Oh, I like that.
Sir.
I like that idea.
Sir.
Yeah, let's have a little fun like MLB does. Yeah, let the NFL have some fun with it. Hell, it's already 28-0. Carolina getting their ass blown out. Fuck it. Let McCaffrey go to DB and get roasted a couple times. Let that shit. Let Sam Darnold go line up at left tackle.
Let Cam Newton be a defensive back and he get smoked too.
No. Line Cam Newton up on the defensive line. There you go.
No. I'm gonna line him up at corner, and I don't mean cornerback. I mean he can go around the corner and get the fuck out of my stadium. Cam Newton can go. Nope, he's done. I don't even want him at deep tackle.
I tell you what, he probably put a good lick on somebody though. I wouldn't doubt that.
Here's a better idea. Put a shirtless Antonio Brown out there at defensive back.
I might put him as my laundry guy.
You can't have him. You can't have him because he's not even going to have any. Yeah, he's not even going to suit it up. So
he don't have no clothes.
I bet you. Hey, he watched that movie where he saw a grown man naked. Shout outs to Brian, who always says about that movie. Hey, ever seen a grown man naked? Oh my goodness.
Oh God.
They might just throw Kyler Murray in a swimming pool and hope he's like one of those shrinking growths and hope he grows about 2 feet. Grow, little fella, grow.
Oh God.
Oh, no, on a serious note, I wish Ezra was on here because there was some news that broke today about the Bears that Tampa Bay signed Akeem Hicks, one of the Bears' former All-Pro. So now him and Vega will be 2 defensive tackles in Tampa Bay this coming season. Tampa's starting to stack back up for a championship run. I'm sorry.
Could you imagine? I know it's early, but could you imagine Tom Brady fooled us all? Even you, Randy, he fooled us all in the offseason.
Randy went bye-bye. He said he ain't listening.
He said, I'm not going to hear this bullshit.
Hell no. Where's my cat?
Oh, there you go.
My cat. My cat's going to finish out the show.
Oh, wow. You're like LeBron. I can end this stream in 4 freaking minutes. You're like
LeBron.
You'll leave
What's his name? Bomb
Brady? The show, and that's it. Bye-bye.
What's his name? Bomb Trady?
Oh, Lord.
BT.
That's it.
Oh, my God. We have such a good time, just shooting the breeze on sports and cutting up, having a good time and all that good stuff. And, oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
Hey, did y'all actually could believe that Tom Brady talks a bunch of shit? Like, literally, I was watching the Masters or the golf tournament with him and Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Brady was talking shit. He was out there saying, well, at least Mike Evans ain't left me. Hey, Aaron, how about Devontae Adams left your old ass? And hey, Mahomes, Tyreek Hill left your old ass. And hey, Josh Allen, someone's going to leave your chubby ass. Just give it another year. I said, damn.
Wow.
Damn, Tom Brady.
Oh.
Yeah, like
I would have beat him up in the club.
Kevin. Please tell me you have seen that meme on Facebook that's showing Patrick Mahomes, his wife, and that little girl with that poster saying, Joe Burrow is my daddy.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Joe Burrow is his daddy. Good job, folks. That's all, folks.
Oh, my God, Lord. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
But on a serious note, I want to get your guys' poll on something.
Yeah.
They're about to announce it here in the coming weeks, but who do you guys vote to be the Madden cover this year?
Ooh.
I'm going Joe Burrow. I'm going Joe.
Let me ask you, Kevin.
Joe Shiesty.
I haven't read the candidates yet, but who are the candidates?
I think it is Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Who's the other 2? Aaron Donald, I think.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think who the 4th one is because they had a poll on Facebook earlier today, and I read a little bit of it, and I was going to share it and put my opinion. I ain't even think about it. But I'm going to say Joe Burrow. I want to see Joe Burrow on. He's so popular. He's one of the most popular NFL players. As that young, you need to go ahead and take advantage of it.
Isn't it Sam Darnold, the last one? No,
I got it.
Oh, no.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Oh no! Hey,
What's the release date of Madden gonna say? Madden coming in August 2022. I'm back.
Scam.
Hey, here, no. Here's what the Madden cover needs to be. It needs to be Dak Prescott sliding down on the field and that third and that fourth and 13.
That'll be on the back of the cover of the game. You'll see Prescott sliding with 13 seconds left, but no timeouts.
Then you're gonna have the classic in memory of John Madden go, are you serious? What kind of call is that?
Come on, you got to make this play. A smart coach would call this one.
A smart coach wouldn't call a quarterback draw. Kick the field goal.
You kidding me? Kick the field goal. Take the point. Okay, coach. There's no
That's
question
what
that I would
John
do
Madden.
here.
Hey, look, that's what John Madden told John Harbaugh this year. Take the points. Are you kidding me? Okay.
Hey, I'm telling you one thing though. If John Harbaugh wants to be a good coach this year, he needs to believe in these 4 words: "In Tucker we trust."
He needs to quit.
He definitely does. But in good news, everybody, it's only now 100 days until opening night kickoff with the Rams and the Bills.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Holy crap! The countdown's on.
I am looking forward to our NFL preview show because Lord have mercy, we're gonna be going
I tell you what, guys,
on and on about that.
I know it's early on, but I can go ahead and tell you when we get to the month of August, that is right, because it'll be here before you know it. When we get to the month of August, that is when our previews will start for this year's 2022 NFL season. We did it last year, and we're doing it again, baby, because, man.
Well, there are 2 things that can be said right now, and that is, at this point of the new NFL season, the Panthers and the Jets have been eliminated from playoff contention.
Well,
it ain't even preseason.
Oh, hey.
The first snap has happened, and
gone.
the
They're
season
not
is
gonna
over
make
for the
the
Jets and the
playoff.
Panthers.
Since the draft. They've been eliminated since the draft.
Oh, hey, and you might also want to count out laugh. I can't even speak right now. You might also want to count out the Dallas Cowboys since they're 0-7 in the USFL right now.
Well, Joey, you're over there choking on your words like Dak Prescott's choking on that ball and choking into playoffs.
Damn straight.
That looked like the Cowboys' offensive hoax right there.
Come on, man.
Whoa, what happened?
Oh, boy.
Oh,
God,
man. My goodness. I mean, yeah, Kevin's got a good point because Prescott, just like Joey, he was mesmerized. He choked on his words. He couldn't get his point across for once.
Come on now.
But there is a negative to only 100 days until opening night football, and that is now there are only 50 more days until you hear Cowboy fans start chanting, "This is our year. This is Cowboys' year."
Yeah, this will be your year losing again.
Hey, we have been hearing that since they got eliminated from the playoffs last year.
Yeah, because Cowboy fans, no offense, Tony, Neil, and RA that are Cowboy fans, their Cowboy fans actually have common sense, but there are Cowboy fans that will not shut up going, "Oh, we got robbed.
And we got robbed. This would have happened. We would have won the game."
My God.
Oh, y'all shut up and just take a loss like a true fan. And stop complaining and blaming everybody.
Well, there's one thing we can say, even though the season is only in 100 days, guys, Green Bay will not make the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. Or even if they make the championship game, they're not making the Super Bowl. They're not.
Should have had Allstate.
They're not in good hands.
Buddy.
They're not in good hands. You know what? I think Chris Paul should switch to Allstate.
Devin Booker, too. I don't think that was the State Farm. When Devin Booker was the Kardashian curse, good God, it hit him in the head hard this year.
Literally
Literally hit him right in the head with Luka.
Boom.
Nah, but the Cowboys haven't done nothing, and I'll put it in perspective for you. The last time they done something, Deion Sanders won a Super Bowl. Now Deion Sanders is an old-ass man coaching college football, enjoying his retirement. That's how long it's been. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man, but my God.
Prime
I am
time.
so excited. 100 days from now. Are you ready for some football? Oh, yeah. We're dying for some football. I mean, my God, it's the greatest sport in our opinions. And my God, I mean, this season cannot get here any faster. Can we just skip Can we just skip the preseason and all that crap? Come on. I mean, the regular season this year, it's going to be one of the best seasons this year. I mean, who knows what's going to happen later on? Oh, my God.
They did meet you in the middle, Steven. They cut it down to 3 preseason games instead of 4. So
good. They're doing something right, a little bit. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, they gave us a little something, a little bit something.
A little bit.
Oh, and I do want to point out real quick that the Commanders, they have a wonderful, outstanding Week 1 preseason opponent, the good old Carolina Panthers. Woohoo! I'm looking forward to that. Please.
But I will say my pick for the Madden cover this year is going to be, I think, Joe Burrow. I think he deserves it. I decided that for his sake, he does not get the Madden curse because God knows that Madden curse is lethal.
Yeah, because, I mean, after it hit Antonio Brown, it can't hit anybody worse than that.
Absolutely. And
well, he can if you put Deshaun Watson on the cover. Oh, a little too late for that.
Before we even go off the air, I do want to mention this. I read this morning or this afternoon, and unfortunately, the other day, former Vikings defensive player Jeff Glavney has unfortunately passed away. 25 years old. Man. Car accident. He played for the Vikings, and unfortunately, him and his girlfriend were killed in a very, very bad car accident.
Very bad wreck. I actually saw footage of what his car looked like after the accident, and my God, I cannot believe my eyes. That car was so tore up. Oh Lord, have mercy.
It was bad, and our thoughts and our prayers go out to Jeff and his family. And his girlfriend's family. It's unfortunate, very unfortunate. And, we always say this, on our show, and all of us on the Nation's Corner always say this: give your flowers to those while they are alive, because you never know. You never know when your last day is on this earth. And, be good to each other, and don't be negative to each other, because you never know. You don't want to lay your head on the pillow angry at that person, because you never know that last conversation when it's gonna be and all that stuff. But
absolutely
very, very unfortunate and very sad news what happened in the NFL this week with Jeff's sudden passing with that very, very bad car accident with his girlfriend. And just be safe out there, everybody, on the roads, traveling, all that stuff. Look out for your fellow brother and sister driving on the road, and just be patient.
Yeah.
Also, before we go off the air, I want to talk about briefly about Double or Nothing from this past Sunday. Despite the crappy start with Bleacher Report's app and website being down, the pay-per-view, when it started, it was a very good pay-per-view from top to bottom. There was a couple of clunkers, especially the Hardys and Bucks match was really weird because Jeff just seemed off in that match. But other than that, I mean, MJF getting his ass beat by Wardlow was absolutely glorious. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
The House of Black and what's that group? What is it? Death Triangle or something like that?
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal match.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal AEW style up and down match. I mean, just incredible match. And Samoa Joe and Adam Cole, baby. That was a good match. And Adam Cole, the winner of the men's Owen Hart tournament. And then Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, beat Ruby Soho. Shout outs to Rancid. That was badass as hell. I mean, Rancid playing Ruby Soho to the ring in Vegas, full rock and roll band, playing live music in Vegas. And can we also say that Ruby has officially been bitten by the live music curse with a full band playing? because she is the next victim to a wrestler losing when he or she is getting played to the ring by an artist.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as the card moved on, I mean, you had Kyla O'Reilly, Auto Parts. Damn it, Deb. That jingle was stuck in my damn head all week. Thanks, Deb. Love you, Deb.
Oh,
Kyla
but
O'Reilly.
hey,
Go ahead.
how about that awesome tag team match when Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus retained their titles?
Dude, that was an excellent match. Kyle O'Reilly and Darby Allin had a really good match that was not expecting to be. I thought it was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be as great as it was, because I'm telling you, Darby brought another level because of Kyle O'Reilly. And that was an excellent match. And man, you talk about a violent brutality of a match. Lord have mercy. Excuse me. Anarchy in the arena. My God.
Oh,
the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Blackpool Combat Club, along with Eddie Kingston, and oh my goodness, I mean, that
Santana and Ortiz.
Oh my God, that was an excellent match of brutality. And Randy, I'll mention this to you because I know you and I go way back as far as wrestling, growing up, and me, I came in the 90s, and you've been a fan since the 80s, obviously. And was it me, or did John Moxley, when his music was playing for the first 3 to 4 minutes of that match, I got that as an homage and a tribute to the late great New Jack of ECW.
That's right. Yeah, I think so. When I heard that, I said, man, this is just like Natural Born Killers back in the day.
Loved it
over and over again. That was amazing. I actually got to experience that one time. So yeah, that's amazing when they do that.
Very cool that they did that. The match was full of violence and bloodshed and all that good stuff. And Eddie Kingston pouring the gasoline. He did not give a damn about his teammates, but I think that Danielson and Kingston are going to fight each other in the next couple of months. That'll be awesome because Kingston and Danielson have had clashes before. It'll be good as always. And we knew Jericho and his guys were going to coexist, when they did, and they did the job, and really good match. And then you had Thunder Rosa, La Mera Mera, and Serena D put on a clinic for the AEW Women's World Championship. And thank God they gave Thunder, Serena, Britt Baker, and Ruby Soho both 2 out of those 3 women's matches. Hey, they weren't bad. They were actually great. And they gave those matches ample amount of time to go out there and tell a great story in the ring. And those 4 women went out there and wrestled their asses off in those respective matches. Kudos to the ladies. Kudos to the ladies.
And of course, the night concluded with the one and only, like I said in my intro, the one and only Chicago born and raised CM Punk winning his first AEW world title after putting on one hell of a match against Hangman Adam Page.
Him and Hangman tore that arena down. It was an
excellent
match.
My gosh, what a great match.
Excellent match. Excellent match.
And CM Punk afterwards was in the middle of the ring, tears flowing down his face. And honestly, I don't blame the guy. Because
7 years of being gone from professional wrestling. Comes back and has an impressive 19-1 record. The one loss was by that piece of shit fuck MJF Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And goodness, the possibilities of Punk are endless with him being the world champion. I mean, he is such a great wrestler. His mic skills are incredible, and no doubtedly, guys, whoever beats Punk, whoever that may be, he is going to have an incredible stamp of resume added to his name, because whoever that guy that Punk puts over and wins the big belt in All Elite Wrestling is going to be made a made man. And overall, great pay-per-view. AEW, for the most part, has never disappointed with their pay-per-views, because predominantly all of their shows have delivered on the pay-per-view side. I mean, it's just incredible action. They give you all the best stuff predominantly every time on these pay-per-views. They throw so much at you, but every time, for the most part, AEW, Tony Khan have delivered on an excellent show. And Dynamite tomorrow night, finally in the City of Angels in Los Angeles with the newly crowned AEW World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk, making his appearance in Los Angeles with that belt around his waist. And just a great pay-per-view was Double or Nothing. It started off a little rocky, like I said, with that Hardys and Bucks match, and I hope Jeff is going to be okay because, he looked very rough in that match. Very rough. And they did the best they could. And we know the Nation's Corner this Saturday night is going to be talking about all of the action from AEW Double or Nothing in Sin City. And before we go off the air, I have to mention the talent that was at that karaoke this past weekend. Thunder Rosa singing Keith Lee, my Lord, singing Bob Singer's Turn the Page. And let me tell you, if you guys have not seen that footage on Twitter, do yourself a favor. Seek that out because that man can sing. He can sing. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'm glad the wrestlers were out there having a good time, singing, probably doing some gambling, and probably winning and losing money, who knows. But more than importantly, giving us, the wrestling fans, an incredible night of professional wrestling action. And also, tomorrow, not only is the start of June, hard to believe, but in a couple of weeks, June 26th in Chicago, AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling proudly present Forbidden Door live on pay-per-view. And that should be an excellent pay-per-view at the end of June. And our very own buddy on this show, Ezra, is going to Forbidden Door. He got his tickets the day before they went on sale. Good for him that he got this tickets because, man, those tickets in a day and a half sold out with no matches announced. Absolutely insane. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Great time to be a wrestling fan. And once again, folks, before we go off the air, you can follow us on Twitter at @ON_sports show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show. Go to the YouTube page, type in our Nation Sports Show, hit that subscribe button because we are close to 100 subscribers. Also, follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner. Everywhere else, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it is at the Nation's Corner. The show will be live this Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. And what a great show with you guys. It's been an awesome show. Talking about the NBA Finals, talking about the last couple of games in these conference finals, and my God, again, 100 days, folks, to the NFL season starts. And thank God it's coming. Quicker than Veer did. Just say it. But if that's it, quickly, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this bad boy up?
I think I'm good.
I'm good, Steven. You've done a great job on that tonight, sir.
Why, thank you, guys. And it's been great talking to you guys on this week. And also, you can follow us on our individual sports social media platforms. You can follow Joey on Facebook. You can follow Kevin on Facebook. You can follow Randy on Facebook. You can also follow Joey on Twitter at roll_tide1992. And you can follow Desert at Deadman469 on Twitter. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Steven_Wyand. And it's been a phenomenal show with you fine folks. And Ezra, I hope you get better, buddy. Be back in the big boy chair next week. Can't wait to have you back on the show. And just a great show with you guys this week. I'm so blessed to be a part of this with you guys. And we could not do it without all of y'all being out there. And man, just an incredible show talking about the NFL a little bit and talking about the NBA Finals and all of that fun jazz. And it should be a hell of a series between Golden State and in Boston. I'm hoping it's a 7-game hard-fought series. Hey, somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. And who knows who that team is going to be. Because at this point in these playoffs, anything is possible in these NBA playoffs. Anything can happen. We are so happy to be a part of this together. We are a family, and we're honored to be, honored to do this every single week, and be good to everybody out there. Stay humble, be grateful, be appreciative to everybody. And with that being said, for Randy Giron, for K-Rod, Kevin Rorie, Sorry, ladies, he's not Justin Timberlake. For Joey Thornton, I am your host for this evening, Stephen Wyand. We are looking forward to having Ezra Vickery back in the big boy chair next week. And we will see you next week talking about the action in the NBA Finals from games 1 and 2. Next Tuesday, 7 p.m. You know the drill. Same time, same channel. And like Shinedown says at their show, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Take care. Brush your hair. Throw some napkins in the air. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And God bless. Peace.
Turn me up.